Well, hi there. This is your buddy Dave over at Mars X3D, and we're starting right out with an anomaly I found many years ago. It's a little bit fuzzy, but it's worth taking a look. If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it swims like a duck, chances are it's a duck. Well, here's a duck, and three objects, when taken together, are kind of strong indicators of a previous civilization. Now, the locator dots are going to draw your attention to both a strongly cubical rectangular block and another triangle block, like the one recently published. But the main item is our in and out block on the right. It's in the shape of a three-dimensional trapezoid on the end, and the end facing us has both a convex and a concave addition on the end. What's that all about? Was this a way to make blocks fit together more securely end to end? Or is it yet another machine of obscure purpose? Given the immediate proximity of the other two blocks, I'd opt for the structural answer. I'm not currently aware, however, of any other blocks like this one having been discovered, so maybe it's a one-off for whatever reason. The point is, it's there, it's manufactured, and it's ignored by NASA. I realize a lot of you are new to X3D viewing, and maybe you're feeling some eye strain or you're uncomfortable in some regards, so rest your eyeballs a bit. If you're having discomfort, back off from the screen. Okay, there's a comfortable place 2-3 feet from the screen where your eyes are just going to barely cross just a tiny bit and you're going to get the 3D. So experiment with that. Anyway, let's get back into it. Just take a look at this hillside. There's stuff everywhere on it, but we're interested in the two circled items. We're going to go in and take a closer look one by one. Okay, I'd like you to try really hard and pretend that you don't see this large and ornately carved cylinder, maybe 6 to 8 feet long, lying on the hillside, and is wedged between rocks where it came to rest. Most everything in this image is manufactured. We're seeing another one of Mars' typical debris fields. Look a little closer at the object behind the cylinder and about the 1 o'clock position. The closest end is curved and has regularly spaced teeth like cogs in a gear. At the top, a right-angled brace spans the two symmetrical sides. This is part of a machine, and the cylinder may be another part that has come loose in the general cataclysm. As we go into hyper zoom mode, we can see in greater detail certain aspects of the cylinder. As usual, things get blurry as you zoom in, and this is about the limit before the pixel size ceases to offer useful information. Notice what may be bas-relief carving on the side of the cylinder. If it's a machine or part of a machine, it's more likely these are fittings rather than decorative. Notice the left end. There are 4 equally spaced holes or markings along with a central knob or hub. If there are holes, this suggests the cylinder is hollow, further enhancing the possibility that this was part of a machine. Even though it's not quite as interesting as a cylinder, we can't leave the hillside until we take a look at this flawless slab. It's uniform in shape, angles, and thickness, and it appears to be part of a box-like structure. There are many more anomalies in this gigapan, but these two in-your-face items are so far into the non-fractal realm that any reasonably rational person will have to admit they are not natural, unless, of course, you're from NASA. This is a really nice long shot of the Martian landscape, with Mount Sharp towering in the background. This was artfully stitched together from the low-resolution 34mm mass cam by my colleague and master anomalist Neville Thompson. So we have a beautiful, wide-angle image that, sadly, does not respond well to magnification. Nevertheless, there are a few items here that need a closer look, so if you'll tolerate the blurriness a bit, I think you'll see something interesting. Now, this detail view covers the target area, and believe me, it's loaded with anomalous items. Look at the locator dots. The lower left shows some heavily carved boulder or piece of machinery, and in back of it, what looks like a steel section of a ship, torn and tattered. Under its overhang is a bit of a surprise, and we'll look at that in just a minute. At the upper left, there's a triangular shaft. Its opening and interior 90-degree angles easy to see, even at low resolution. Bars seem to join the two symmetrical sides, and the overall shape is one of precision and purpose. At the upper right, what can only be described as an Egyptian-type obelisk lies on its side. Everything else within the target area is anomalous as well. But we'll focus on just these three for now. Pushing the magnification to the limit, we can see that the shaft is indeed a manufactured item. There seems to be a retaining wall running behind it, and on the left, immediately behind the shaft, a small perpendicular extension to the main well. At the locator dot, what may be a nearly identical smaller shaft is surrounded by 90-degree walls and or platforms just beneath the sand. Okay, here's that little surprise I mentioned earlier. What to make of the two large items? They're carved, they're ripped and shattered, and they're most definitely not natural. But the surprise lies at the tip of the wide arrow. What could well be a carved humanoid head lies staring with hollow eyes into the blue Martian skies, its smoothly polished forehead glinting in the sunlight. Man, what I wouldn't give for a high-resolution view. Is it pareidolia, or is it really the bust of a humanoid head? And finally, in detail view number 4, we come to the obelisk, a clean-lined, polished behemoth, even larger than the incredible megalith lying immovable by contemporary technology at Baalbek, Lebanon. This entire area is a treasure house of astounding anomalies, irritatingly rendered in the lowest possible resolution with Curiosity's mass cams. Thanks, NASA! Did you know that boats, assorted maritime artifacts like anchors, docks, and more, have been found by researchers poring over what was once an ocean planet, much like Earth? This context view reveals an interesting chunk of something down in the left-hand corner that needs a closer look. Let me take a moment to say that if you have previously found, extracted, processed, and presented any of the anomalies that we're presenting here at Mars X 3D, please post it with this posting so that we can all benefit from your own perspective on it, on the way you've processed it, on what you think it is. All of these things will benefit the overall search for anomalies and understanding that we're all seeking. Now, in this detailed view, I see something remarkable. I personally believe it's part of a boat, maybe the stern section that broke apart as it sank. Take a good look at it, examining each and every piece. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like a cutaway, a dissection, if you will, of a boat stern. Now take a look at the various locator dots in the image. In the upper left, what could be a superstructure to a portion of the boat. In the lower left, two angular pieces that show non-fractal properties, possibly deck plating. In the right-hand corner, a smaller rectangular piece with a semicircle cut out of its center. These are manufactured parts, folks, not rocks. Hey, thanks for stopping by and having a look today. There is a whole lot more to come. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And in the meantime, this is your buddy Dave over at Mars X 3D. Be well.